everybody. It is your boy, Reverend Phoenix Coffin Williams, and I am your guest host for today's Midday with Reverend Don. Um, Again, thank you for letting me guest host with y'all every Friday, holding it down on behalf of my uncle. Usually we do have Lady Alyssa joining, but she's not available today. So let's just see how today unfolds. I did bring something to talk about to engage y'all with, something like a perspective that I have been working on that I would like to maybe share with y'all or staff with y'all. Um, So I'll wait a few seconds for some of y'all to get here. I see somebody just popped in. Thank you, thank you. I just gotta remember how to find this stuff now. What am I looking for? I'm still new to this, you know. Um, but I forgot how to find out who is visiting me in viewing. But I do see that we have one viewer here, so thank you for being here. Like I was just saying, I do have something for us today to pass the time with. So I'm looking to see what happens. Just kind of going with the flow because Lady Alyssa couldn't be here with me today. But I did want to spend today talking about shadow work and how it's not necessarily a scary process, but doing it successfully is a very real process. And the hallmark of successful shadow work is when you arrive at something that has previously triggered you and you are able to move through it in a place of non-judgment without sticking to anything, without having to latch on to anything. You're able to move through it just as easily as you are able to move through your favorite dinner. Then you have done successful shadow work. Then you have the full access to that experience to help you with your life, with your magic, with using your magic in your life. So that's the goal of shadow work. Now, you might engage in shadow work for different reasons, but the goal of shadow work is to not be so riled up about the things that trigger you. Oh, hey, Lady Kai, good afternoon. Hey, Necro Malcon, thank you for being here. Hey, Reverend Allen, how are you? Um, oh, you in Michigan. Hi, Reverend Allen. Greetings, greetings. Enjoy Michigan. So I did pull out the major arcana. Um, I do. Hey, Reverend Mary, how are you? I figured out how to find the chat all by myself. Um, hey, good afternoon, Reverend Leo. It's like a nice little house going on in here. Y'all showed up for a talkie talk. Thank you. So I do got the deck, and I'm going to use the major arcana to prompt the discussion about shadow work. But I'm going to mix up the cards a little bit so it's not so monotonous. And just so everyone knows, there are plenty of ways to do shadow work that do not involve the tarot. So if your divination proclivity is in the runes, you can use the runes for shadow work. If your proclivity is the alphabet, then you can use the alphabet in the same way. The correspondences will activate the archetypal messages in the same way that the tarot does. Symbols are phenomenal in that way. Hello, unique one. I hope Virginia is beautiful for you. Hey, Nicholas Peter, how you doing? All right, boom. So the first card that we get, and this is the Modern Witch Tarot deck, by the way, is the Empress. And I love that this is the first one to pop up Because when you think about the Empress, you think about things that you want, that you enjoy, goals that you maybe strive for. And it might at first be complicated to think about how things associated with such abundance could trigger you into madness from the shadow component. But in this particular case, if you were doing shadow work and you're using the major arcana, the Empress asks you, what are you afraid of losing? What do you grasp onto a little too tightly? What do you possess a little bit too much? What are you not willing to let go of and see if it comes back? It also calls into question, what are you willing to do to maintain your comfort or maintain your position? What sacrifices are you willing to make? What choices do you have to make in order to stay here in such lavish in abundance? So you see how automatically the questions that are evoked by this card really do reveal deeper fears and the possibility for greater behavior and action. And once you at this place where you are the Empress, it might not seem like a great life to be anything but the Empress. That is a shadow moment, especially because being an Empress itself is not even that important in the grand scheme of our karmic relationships. What you do as the Empress does has an impact on your karma. However, this whole title, the abundance that's associated with it, it is also a part of the veil. You see now how even this has greater implications when you specifically look to uncover the shadow associated with it. Next card, what we got? The High Priestess. Approaching this one from multiple different directions. This card right here depicts a woman or a femme presenting person. We know for a fact that the High Priestess is one of respect, one of admiration, one of wisdom, one of mystery, one of divinity. So within the shadow context, what is it that causes you to doubt your own intuition? What is it that causes you to not trust your gut when you ought to? What is it that makes you give in to automatic negative thoughts? That's caught up in this particular moment with the High Priestess. What is it that would prevent you from trusting fully in the messages that your own higher power sends to you? Understanding what that is will give you greater power to not fall prey to it in the future and use that moment to help you rise to greater places. I used to doubt my messages. Now I follow through with them and I find greater success. The experience that I have is trusting my gut definitely leads me to where I am better off, and doubting my gut leads me into places where people are taking advantage of me and not utilizing my time, energy, and attention appropriately. That's why it's important to understand. Oh, that one hit a little bit close to home, Necro. I'm glad. And hopefully you are moving past that and through that in a way that is helpful for you, because it's very easy to stay stuck in old cycles. Next card, the Magician. Oh, this is fun. This is fun. The Magician is highly capable. The Magician is definitely the master of the occult, magical arts, the spiritual realm, as well as the physical world. As above, so below here. So, what is it that makes you doubt your own capability? What is it that would cause you to not act when you know that you acting would have the best result? And this is kind of like universal. when would you be quiet when you know that standing up and speaking your piece would lead to the better outcome? What would cause you to deprioritize your own goals? What would cause you to doubt your own ability to manifest in exchange for stagnancy? Knowing under what those conditions are will help you master those conditions even further and help you behave more according to who you want to be or what your goal is. All right, so that's been 3 cards. I did want to try something a little bit different today. I did want to try breaking up our sponsors into like 2 separate bookings. So we are at like 1/3 of the way through. Let's see if we could hear from one of our sponsors. Let's see. I think I could do it. Y'all so good to me for being so patient. So yeah, I'm going to try to do the sponsors thing at this moment. And then if you want to, feel free to put some more related shadow questions into the chat. Keep it alive. Put your feedback in there, and I'll definitely add it to the discussion because I know for certain there are wise people in the chat. So let us see. Equinox. I wonder if I did it. There's some notes to it. I don't know if you can still see it. Hello, hello, and welcome back. I'm still learning this, so that's why you see these like little mishaps. And again, I thank you, and I thank you, Reverend Mary, for guiding me like right from the chat. Oh, can y'all still see me and hear me? Something new just happened. Hey. Can y'all still see me and hear me? Oh, here I am again. All right. I'm about to bring on Reverend Kai. All right. And I think this will do it. Hi, Kai. Oh, we live. They can't even see or hear us. There we go. Hopefully this works.
I think I see me on the Facebook.
Oh, hey. All right, boom, surprise. Look who dropped in the midst of all my fiddling and not getting stuff right. We got a surprise guest, and it is the Right Reverend Lady Kai Iden. Thank you for being here and showing up. Thank you for being in the chat too and holding it down. How you doing today?
I am good.
You doing good?
I am.
Yeah, what's going good about your day?
Today I'm just busy working on the Krallian auction, so I had a few minutes to stop. Speaking of that, everyone feel free to go bid on some great items because your spellbinding bids equal magical missions.
Listen, I love it. Just right on with it. So, thank you for curating the auction. Thank you for that bid. Um, Definitely show up and show out and bid on some of that stuff. There's some pretty amazing things there. What do you think about the topic of shadow work and being inspired by the major arcana?
Okay, so shadow work I find very essential because the shadow work is your innermost hidden aspect of your psyche. And most of the time it's unconscious. You don't even realize it. And it's important for that unconscious emotional side of yourself to be brought forth so you can work on it. Because if you don't realize that you're having issues, you can't fix any issues. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
kind of new to using the tarot for the shadow work. You've actually brought me onto that. So I'm not like really great with using the tarot itself, but I'm really good at like journaling, like writing down what I'm afraid of, whether so everyone can write down things that they're afraid of, like even if it's spiders, just write down information that you think holds you back that you're afraid of, because then you have a starting point on things to work on. If you have a list of things that you know affect you emotionally or negatively, then you have a starting point to address those, and
Mm-hmm.
you become more conscious as soon as you start addressing them. And you really do need to um, address, your shadow.
Understood. Also, I'm getting feedback from the chat that we can barely hear you, Lady Kai.
Okay, so is that better? Because if not, I can get my nice little microphones out if I have to. Or I turned up my mic.
Yeah, go ahead, grab those microphones.
Yeah, give me a second. I gotta go into the other room. I'm not
Those
on the top.
microphones. Um, and then I think while we're at it, I'm gonna uh second sponsor. I'm worried about how this is gonna go, but I love how patient the community is being with me as I work through these things. Um, so let's see if we could get these sponsors loaded up while Kai gets the microphone and headphones. And then we could cruise into the last 10 minutes talking a little bit more about the shadow. All right. So the last sponsor I want to say is Reverend Don's Emporium. Just gotta find it. Uh, that's not it. That's not it. I can't find it. I really can't find. That's crazy to me. And it's short too. Did it change? I don't want to put the wrong thing up now. Oh, oh.
Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis
This is
coming to
probably why y'all
you
do it
from the
at the
beautiful
same, like y'all
metaverse.
do it and y'all
And I
don't
would like to
take
invite you to my Don
time.
Art showing and
This is probably
auction
exactly
on
why,
Friday, May 9th, with original
but I
pieces
found
and
it.
prints of my artwork and other interesting items with the auction at 5 p.m. on Whatnot. And please stay tuned for more announcements and examples of art. Ready to unlock the secrets of the universe?
Oh yeah,
Join
it's
me,
starting to load
Reverend
right
Don
there with
Lewis,
us.
for
That's
my
cool.
metaphysical and magic auctions at Gaia Thrift
I
at
wonder how long this guy should take
whatnot.com.
though. Can you say something
Discover
while we wait, Kai?
fascinating artifacts, mystical crystals, and rare and unusual books that
Can't hear
could
you at
change
all.
your life. Don't miss this chance to bring a little magic into your
Oh, so where my
world. Reverend
video go?
Don's
There we go. Now it's back.
Metaphysical and Magic Auctions, where the extraordinary can
I
become yours.
might get somewhere here. Taking longer to load than what ad is. It might start soon. Are you muted, Lady Kai?
Can you hear me?
Ready to unlock the secrets of the universe? Join me, Reverend Don Lewis, for my metaphysical and magic auctions at Gaia.
That did not work out well.
All right. Where'd it go? Did y'all see it? Did it play? Oh wow. Also, Reverend Mary is here. Surprise. Oh, I played two at once. Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, lady. Oh, okay. I got some help here. I got some secret help here. Ooh. You trying to come on camera? Give me a thumbs up if you're trying to come on camera, Reverend. Oh, nope. That's not happening. Sorry. So sorry. Um, I just got some shadow help from Reverend Mary. I was gonna bring her on, but she's not here for it. All right, so I think I did play. Oh, Reverend Mary trying to help you, Kai. Y'all so good. Look at y'all, like working together like a little team. All right, so I think I did play, and so in the last 7 minutes, I'm gonna pick some more cards to kind of talk about. So like at random, we'll go with this one. Look at this, everybody. This is the Ten of Swords. Everything is fine. Meanwhile, stabbed up all in the back. I don't know how the Ten of Swords got in here because I did specifically say the major arcana, but God do what God do. And so now we take a look at denial. We take a look at not looking at the facts. We take a look at like literally being in danger and still somehow trying to pass it off like everything is okay. Now, if that is not the epitome of the shadow that's created by social media, right? Like everybody gets to post their best self, everybody gets to post the beautiful things that are going on in their life. Meanwhile, it's a dumpster fire. And the only thing that they got to say in their status is everything is fine. And then conversely, sometimes when people do talk openly about their struggles and what they're going through, when everything isn't fine, when everything is not okay, sometimes there's a lot of weird shaming or guilting or invalidation that comes with actually admitting that things are not okay. And that too is a shadow moment because not having everything under control really does freak everybody TF out to a large degree. What is the big fear associated with not being in control that would make you cover up, hide, or diminish any struggle that you have as a human being? That's a real shadow moment. That's a real shadow moment. I did not even mean to put this in here. Like I thought I sorted them all out. Shadow work brought to you by Mercury retrograde. Oh, also Gaia Thrift paid twice. Excellent. I was talking over the ad. Thank you. So yeah. Let's see another card randomly. Let's go with this here. The Chariot. I refer to the Chariot as the Victory Lap card. Definitely gives balanced energy, like as evidenced by these two Sphinx, who, by the way, Sphinx are known for their riddles. And talking riddles during shadow work is like creating a parody of a satire. You know what I'm saying? Um, but the Sphinxes, in the case of shadow work, their riddles might challenge you to think about how something you hold so tightly actually prevents you from having that actual victory that you were so looking for. What are you so rigid about that you are holding on to it, even though it means you cannot march your way joyfully into your promised land? That's the metaphor for the best part of your life. Other questions associated with shadow work in the Chariot is, in what places do you move too fast or move too slow, and you miss the opportunity that having a vehicle brings you? And let's see. Boom. Oh, look at that. Death. How nice for the death card to come up. We could spend the last 3 minutes talking specifically about the fear of death, how this represents any unknown. Even if you know there's going to be a new beginning following it, there is still an entire fear of what all occurs during this transition. Of course, this raises questions about the actual physical death and the departure from this lower physical realm. And if you have so much fear about what happens in the next life, how does that cause you to behave in this life? If every single thing matters, how much time do you spend curating every single thing so that your next life is accounted for with grace? If only certain things matter, how do you tell which things those are and how do you account for them so that they are accounted for with grace in your next life? Hey, Anissa, thanks for joining. Lady Kai is actually not speaking right now. Oh yeah, we definitely can't hear you, Lady Kai, but you could hold it down in the chat if you want to. Thank you. Again with the death. Now, almost every single time that this card comes up in a group setting where people are learning about tarot, where people are speaking about tarot, where tarot is the topic, whenever the death card comes up, the instructor, the lead reader, whoever makes it very, very clear that, oh, hey, it really, a lot of the time, it means symbolic death. It means that, like, you're a caterpillar about to become a butterfly, and like that death is going to lead to something great. And a lot of work is done to disarm people and make it so that people don't feel alarmed, so that they don't believe that this could actually mean that someone in their life or someone attached to the situation that they are inquiring about is actually about to die and cross the veil. That is a boom, real big indicator that shadow work has to be done around your relationship to death, because it's an inevitable thing. I read somewhere that the big curse of humanity is that we all know that we are going to die. Even if we don't know when or how or where, what have you, we know it's coming. Other creatures don't necessarily have that instinct or have that knowing. It was a part of a philosophical conversation. But either way, we're out of time for today. but continue the conversation with your guides, with your friends and family members. Is not our job to illuminate the shadows of other people or to suggest to them that they should be doing shadow work. That is something that the person or anyone themselves has to request or say. So, for example, if you notice that someone is triggered by something, it's really not our place to be like, you gotta go do some shadow work, unless the person is a mentor, a student, a nephew, someone who like is actively seeks your advice or opinion. Because it this might just be my belief. Y'all might not agree with me, but I do believe that randomly telling people you need to do your shadow on stuff that's related to their life is kind of the same as going up to someone and being like, you need Jesus. It might not hit for them the way that we think it might, and that is due to our shadows and to theirs. So when you approach shadow work, make sure you're minding your own business. I make sure I'm minding my own business unless someone asks me, hey, Reverend Phoenix, can we do some shadow work real quick? Or, hey, Reverend Phoenix, do you have any advice or feedback on how I can do shadow work about this particular situation? That's when it becomes, my business. That's when it becomes my concern. But until then, I'm gonna just mind my business and drink more water. But like, we all got to do the shadow work, I'm gonna go do mine. Thanks, and I will see y'all next Friday.